Well, like the ones from before. Lots of wine, potions, and not much else. Seems like they were intending to intimidate anyone along the road. He wouldn't get far with those weapons when against a professional. Oh, there you are. Bard potion. What are you doing with a merchant hat? And why are they so badly equipped? As I said, they might have just been used to attacking peasants. There's no way they would have attacked, nor should have attacked, anyone properly armored or remotely armored. If they had attacked the town, they'd have been run out. That must mean their targets were anyone who travels, small groups, and merchants. Although if merchants have any sense, they would go with a guard.
You're not averse to a bit of profit, are you?
What is it?
It's just that you seem to me like a man who doesn't frighten easily. And I'm looking for someone like that. Let me put it this way. I know how to come by some serious wealth. Treasure, so to speak. And I'm willing to share this information with you for a trifling sum.
Sounds a little fishy to me. How do you know about it?
Now that was an interesting twist of fate. I won it from a fellow at dice. He ran out of coin and bet this crumpled parchment. I'd have sent him to hell, of course, if I'd been sober. But I says to myself, why not? And I won it.
It's a rather wild story. But worth a try.
Excellent. Here, take this. and I wish you good fortune in your search.
Looks like he probably needs it.
Yeah.
Not far from Scowlets, crossroads to the north.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Should have stopped way back here.
God be with you, Henry.
Must be downstairs, I guess. Yep, he's inside.
Christ, I'll have to get
So,
my own name.
what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Fafar found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
One ale, please. I'm honoured that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
That's all I need to know for now.
Ah. But when you care to buy something before you go, or play a game, I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
Why not? Show me what you have to offer.
May the Lord watch over you.
That's 2 maps I've gotten. Sessao Monastery up north. I think I've actually run into that one before. There's Sessao, there's a monastery, and there's a bridge right here. No, I haven't. That means the house that they're talking about somewhere around here. I believe. Yeah, I believe this is the bridge that they refer to. Take a look into that after this. And the treasure map, there's Cowlitz.
I heard you had a fight with Fritz and Matthew.
Heathens.
So it was you they fought with?
Yes, it was me. And I hope I'll never have to see those wastrels again.
They deserve to be ousted, but the debt? How are they ever going to pay it?
I really don't care. Let them live in penury. Brutes.
I'm surprised you see it that way. They only talk about you with respect.
Really? Them?
Of course. They said you fight like a bull. And they hope you'll have a beer with them sometime again.
Well, definitely. Men will fight sometimes. I'm sure we'll settle this debt somehow.
God be with you.
Well, at least that was peacefully handled.
May the Lord watch over you.
Private area. And shoot. Because it's so late in the evening. That does make it complicated. Maybe they're in a lower area. Nope, not in there. Oh, it's not listed as private now. Overseer.
Good health to you.
Do you have any quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't.
This isn't gonna... I'm gonna try talking it out.
Can't you? In the Sasau monastery? That seems unlikely. It looks more like you're lining your own pockets to me. I wonder what people would have to say about that.
It's not. I'm not. Oh, shit.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night, it was. Without a crest. Armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota. A scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused, they started threatening.
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery. That they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then.
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
Very well. Thank you.
God be with you.
What the hell was that?
Find out about the copper before I talk or advance further, I believe. That seems the logical thing to do.
Henry, I'm glad you came. My respects to you. God be with you.
Jesus Christ be praised. Take care now.
Alright, try talking to the blacksmiths. There's one over here and there's one closer to the town itself.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
Aha. So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Henry.
Aha. What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it. God be with you.
God be with you.
Take care now.
I'm suspicious about that one. I might need to talk to the other two, the blacksmith and the armorer. They're not too far away from each other.
God save. What can I do for you?
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the Monastery Craftsman's Yard has bought out all the copper.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the Craftsman's Yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of Ramstein.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zach makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
What are Zach and Master Otter arguing about?
Zach had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zach mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
Can you tell me something about Master Otter?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people. He's enjoying the peace and quiet. Or rather, he used to enjoy some peace. That dispute with Zach must have put a few more wrinkles on his brow.
That will be all. Thank you.
Goodbye.
I'll speak to this one right here, and then I'll talk to him. It seems like he has bought up all the copper.
God, I'm glad to see you. May the
Oh,
Lord
yeah,
watch over you.
swordsmith. Hmm.
The sun sets out across the skies. He loses his way to the fortune lies.
No need to go to him, I guess. I'll speak to Zach directly again.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmith's copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do. See you later.
What if it wasn't him, but this guy?
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
Good day, Henry.
Just be sure you know what you're letting yourself in for.
Was that a threat? Do you think I'm an idiot?
You don't get it, do you? I don't particularly want to fight with you. I don't have the time or the need to prove anything. So I'll just take my knife and stick it between your ribs. And then I'll keep twisting until you tell me the truth.
So show me what you're made of. Take care now.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to.
You're...
Come on. Don't tell me he's dead. No, he's not dead. I didn't quite mean to do that.
Murderer! There!
Let me load it back up. I swear. Meant to pick him up and move him. Not exactly sure how far this will pace me back. I might have to face that guy again. So where am I? Oh, right here. At the bathhouse. That's not so bad.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
Master Fayfar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone. Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins. Then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master is allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the quaestor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. It certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Well this is interesting. Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Caplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square. See you later.
To save time, I'll fast travel back to Sasso. Well, it's not really saving time. Although it is saving a bit. They went a different route than I did. Probably a better route. I kept going straight forward. Up ahead where that path curves is a place where you can be ambushed. Been ambushed there 3 or 4 times. Yep.
Show what you're made of. God damn!
I really could use my shield. Not sure what he was thinking. And another ambush.
Show what you're made of. Gone weak at the knees, have you? Come here, Billy Liver.
Bring it on. Is that all you've got? Got weak at the knees, have you?
Fucker!
That is always a problem.
All that combat.
deal with one of them, and another one takes advantage of it and attacks you from the side.
I'll squash you like the last.
So 5 of them. No armor to speak of. But they did have weapons. Oh shoot, that means I missed out on that treasure map. I might run into that guy again. But I did remember exactly where it pointed to. Let's do the copper first, I suppose.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Uzits. I heard him complain also. He said that he ran to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
God be with you, Henry.
So I'm gonna have to do what I did last time and wait. Just get out of the way and then wait till morning.
Certainly, I'll fetch it right away. Greetings, Henry.
My respects to you, sir.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month, they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing.
Any chance
Apparently
of
he
a bite
doesn't
to eat?
deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
That's all I need to know for now.
Ah. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
Why not? Show me what you have to offer.
Take care now. Pour me one.
Talk to the blacksmith, he'll tell me about the copper.
Hey, who's... Well, I never...
There's the artisan.
Something you're looking for here?
Yeah, I'm looking for the blacksmith. It might be too early in the morning. They really start working late in the day.
I'm glad to see you.
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all the copper. God be with you.